Hey everybody, welcome back. So as you can see, I now have both of my Jeeps back in the healing area of my abode. That one is the one I want to be working on. This is the one I have to work on because it's my daily driver. It's been throwing a transmission code and not downshifting, having the manual shift, and now it won't shift out of any gear except first. 42 RE transmission. The code is for the pressure solenoid sensor, pressure sensor, and they come as a kit. You get the sensor and the solenoid, the governor. It's called governor, pressure regulator, and sensor. They're going to be arriving later today, so let's get it up. Let's get the pan off. I have a weld-in bung for the pan. This job really shouldn't be, except for the weld-in bung, this job shouldn't be any more difficult than, you know, doing a transmission service on it. So let's pop that pan off. Let's make a giant mess. And let's get on with it. Okay, one of the advantages in working in the dirt, and trust me, there aren't many, is that if you miss your pan and you make a giant mess, by the time you can get back to clean it up, it's already soaked into the ground. And there is the aforementioned mess. I wasn't honestly expecting the pan to come down as soon as that bolt loosened. Normally they're glued on a little bit better than that, but this one's not. What idiot thought it was a good idea not to put a drain plug in these? And yes, I know the reasons why they do it. Okay, I have the inside of the pan cleaned up a little bit. The outside cleaned up about as much as I'm going to bother. I'm going to take the Vevor die grinder, which I just recently tested in a review with a Scotch-Brite pad on. I don't know what else to call these except Scotch-Brite pads. And I'm just going to clean this surface up a little bit. Okay, after many hours of careful consideration and studying, I have decided I am going to put my drain plug right here. This area here is where the filter is. It doesn't look to me like there's a huge amount of room under the filter, although I think it would be fine to put the plug there. But this spot is lower. This low area in there, this is where the two pieces that I am going to replace live. One of them points straight down into this area, but the other one is up higher and sideways. So I think I have a lot of room right there to put my drain plug, and that's what I'm going to do. This spot here would be okay. There's nothing there, but that's where the magnet lives. So we're not gonna put it where the magnet lives. I'm gonna put it right there. So it's a low spot too, so hopefully it will drain the most fluid out. So any future times I have to do this will make less of a mess. But also, you know why this is going in? Probably shouldn't say this. This is going in for karma. If I put this in, I will never have to take this transmission pan off again for the rest of my life. If I didn't put it in, I'd have to take it off next week, and we all know I would. So, going in there, I'm going to measure that. I'm going to punch the hole. We're going to weld it in. Okay, got my hole drilled. Drilled a 7/8 inch hole using a step bit. Put it here, and the reason I put it there is because just in case I want to weld on the inside, I want enough room to come in with my gun like this to get a weld around it, whereas if I put it over much more, I couldn't. I'm going to do this with the Vevor MiG 130. I'm going to have it set on 80 amps, which is too high if I was just going to weld it all the way around. And I think I'm going to do a series of tacks. I think I'm going to tack and tack, tack and tack, and then I'm going to run between the tacks. And then when I'm done, we're going to have a leak test. Okay, the outside is all welded. Let's see if you can see it. Let me turn the camera light on. There's the outside of it. I've done better welding jobs, done worse. Looks pretty good to me. I mean, I had no problems welding it. I put the plug in it to try and absorb some of the heat. I had a little bit of a battle getting the plug out. Not too much. I just lubed it up and worked it back and forth. And then it came out. Now I'm just trying to find out if it's going to leak. So I have poured some Dexmark auto trans fluid in there, Dexron mercury in there, just to see if it's going to leak. If it doesn't leak, I don't think I'm going to bother welding the inside of it. I don't really see why it would be necessary. Okay, it's welded in. It's not leaking. You'll notice that I did manage to goof up my sealing surface. I took about half of my seal off of there away. Wish that hadn't happened, but I smoothed it down a bit, and if we look at our sealing ring, it doesn't really cover much of that area where I cut it away anyway, so all's well, I suppose. We'll find. Okay, I have the plug in and tightened, and I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see that part where I lost a little bit of the sealing surface. It's not even touching the seal. Put a black paint job on it. Put a little bit of black paint on the inside. You can see I was burning through with the weld, so the weld got in it good. And but you know what? Just to be sure, I'm going to put a little bit more fluid in it, and I'm going to make sure that we have no leaks. Here's a fun little thing to find out late in the day. Amazon sent me the wrong gasket and filter. Yay, Amazon. Guaranteed to fit. It's not even close. I mean, this corner up here is right, but my pan does not have this jog out down here at all. It won't even fit, and the filter is wrong. My filter has 3 mounting holes. This one has 2. The bag says Dodge Ram 3500, so I'm guessing this probably went on a different transmission. Maybe a 44 or 46 RE. I don't know if their pans are different, but it certainly doesn't fit mine. So, okay, I am back after the parts roundup, thanks to Amazon for sending me the wrong filter kit. I got this one at O'Reilly's. You see it is a part number 58707. That is the correct Wix kit for a 98 ZJ with the 4-liter 6-cylinder and the 42 RE transmission. Comes with actually 2 gaskets, the correct one and that wrong one that was in the Amazon kit. So I'm guessing this probably fits a 42 RE and probably a 44 RE, or maybe there was a model that just had a bigger transmission pan on the same transmission. Maybe the I don't know. Anyway, it even comes with the right filter. Only comes with one filter. That wrong one I got in the Amazon kit is not in this kit. Plus, this was only 16 bucks at O'Reilly's, and the wrong one from Amazon was 24 bucks. So there you go. I've said it before, but I think O'Reilly's is the new Napa. When I was a young guy, 18, 19, 20, and probably close, pushing up through my 30s, if you had an old car or something that was hard to find, you had one option, Napa. That was the only place that was going to have them, or if you wanted something high quality, Napa. Now, you paid a high price for it, but you got the part. Now, O'Reilly's is the Napa. Napa is virtually worthless anymore. They've become the shucks of the 1980s, 70s and 80s. They don't have difficult to find parts. They aren't interested in trying to get them for you, and they're still high priced. So O'Reilly's is the new Napa without Napa's high price. Anyway, let's get this thing back together. Oh, I got the other parts in too. What did I do with them? Let me go find those. I'll show them to you. Okay, here are the parts I'm going to be replacing. There is a solenoid and a sensor, and they go right there at the bottom of the transmission once you get the pan off. Not sure what holds them on, but we're going to find out. You get a gasket in the kit. Here's an interesting part. Interesting thing. Everybody says, oh, don't buy the Chinese parts because they're junk. Only buy the Mopar parts. So you buy the Mopar parts and made in China. I don't even know what to say to that. Hopefully they're made in China to a higher quality than the non-Mopar made in China parts. Okay, hope you can see this. I believe it's this part and this part we're going to be replacing. And I'm guessing this entire aluminum housing is going to have to come off. Looks like it is a T25 or 27 Torx and some 10 millimeter bolts. And then this wire connector is going to come down with it, I'm assuming. Anyway, let's see if we can get it off. And of course, it's still dripping the next day. If there's one thing you can guarantee from an automatic transmission, the thing can drip for days and days. And I have no idea how much fluid it's going to dump when I unbolt that. But we're going to find out. There we go. There's one of the pieces. There we go. There's another wire connector out. Now, does that just come out, or do I have to pull this whole plate? Is there a clip or something in there? That's not budging, so I'm betting this whole thing has to come off. It's only one more bolt, and they did give me a gasket, so I'm assuming if you didn't have to pull that, they wouldn't have provided the gasket. All right, let's pop that out. Great. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. I was hoping to let that down easy in case there was any loose check balls or anything like that in it, but it just got so slippery I couldn't do it. I don't even know if you can see all this, and yes, there is a clip on the inside of that. And I'm going to take this inside where I can see it, and we'll figure out how to get that clip out. Okay, this little clip, it just, I don't even know if you can see that. It just pulls out. Do not lose it, because they do not give you another one in the kit. Probably take a week to source that little piece of crap. Anyway, that's why this piece has to come out, because that clip goes right in there on that groove. Okay, here are both new pieces in this little, it's not really a valve body, but a valve body part. Don't mix the old ones up with the new ones, because if you bought the Chrysler parts, they are identical in appearance to the original, so don't mix them up. Okay, my new parts are all in. The wiring harnesses are reconnected. I took a good look at the wiring, and I'm not seeing any issue with the wiring at all. And I still got to tighten it down. I've got an inch-pounds torque wrench. These are all 35 inch-pounds, and then the pan is 150 inch-pounds. I'm going to wipe it down one more time, put the filter into it, and then I'm going to put the pan back on and fill it back up. Okay, we're all done. Drain pan in place, and the drain plug in place as well. Let's fill it up with fluid, and let's pray that this fixes the problem. I'm happy to report that it is not throwing the code anymore, and we are shifting properly. Yay me. That takes a big weight off my shoulders to know that my daily driver is once again daily driving, and I can get back to work on the things I need to, knowing if I have a job I can still go to it, make some real money, and pick up parts, because I hate driving my wife's Cadillac. And yeah, life is good. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one, which hopefully will be the CJ7. Bye for now, and tip a cold one back for me.